Hey y'all, what's up? My name's Kelsey K, otherwise known as KelseyKMUA, and I wanted to thank you so much for being here today. I've already done my brows off camera with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Taupe, and to start off my complexion, I am using the Arbonne Makeup Primer. I love the way that this one really just makes my skin look flawless under any foundation. It doesn't sink into my pores and does not emphasize texture. But for my nose, I'm using the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue Primer because my nose is pretty oily and tends to get really shiny throughout the day. I'm cream contouring today with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. I've never done this on camera before, but I have been enjoying using a cream contour lately just because I don't know, I just really like it. So I'm using the darker shades of the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, and I am going to hollow out my cheeks as well as the sides of my nose, my forehead, and my jawline. So what this is going to do is it's going to suck in all those places in my face where I wish I could lose 10 more pounds. And I'm just going to continue blending this in with my brush. And then using the lighter shade within the contour kit, I'm going to use my sponge to blend in the banana shade that I'm putting under my eyes, as well as on my nose, my forehead, and my chin. But using the bottom of that sponge to making sure that I am blending in all of those colors so then I don't get such an abrupt line. You can see a huge difference in the sculpting of my face with all of this contouring. And then for foundation, using the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Mage Foundation in the shade M15. I forgot that this foundation had such nice coverage. I honestly thought that it was more of a sheer coverage. That's why I used it. I thought that the cream contour was going to show quite a bit more through the foundation, but it really didn't. It was much more full coverage than what I was expecting. But honestly, I wasn't mad about it because the foundation just looked so nice and wore so well throughout the entire day that I didn't care. It looked so good. You can still see a bit of that contour underneath. But for concealer, using the Kat Von D concealer, the Lock-It concealer in the shade Ivory, and just going to go ahead and highlight the high points of my face as well as my jawline and chin, where I tend to get a little bit more redness peeking through on my jawline, so I just like to conceal that. But blending that all in with this Juno & Co. Velvet Microfiber Sponge, which I have been absolutely adoring since I tried it. It has been my holy grail sponge. Dipping back into powder using the Marc Jacobs Invisible Coconut Powder. I really like this powder. I tried it for the first time yesterday. That video was the full face of brand new makeup. Really have been loving it. And this Pretty Vulgar powder is what I'm going to be using as I dip my sponge into it to help set the foundation on my nose to make sure that my nose makeup today doesn't go anywhere. And I'm also setting the places on my face where my mask tends to touch. I did have a bit of running around to do today, so I wanted to make sure that my foundation was not going to go anywhere. I'm priming my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer, and for eyes using the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Love this palette so much. So using the shade Divinity, I am going to go ahead and just set down that eyeshadow primer with that matte bone shadow and on a fluffy brush using the shade Almond Truffle to do the transition for my crease. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing this out a little bit further past the tail of the brow, almost doing like a cat eye to lift and elongate the eye. And then using the shade Malted on a slightly more tapered, fluffy blending brush, I'm going to go ahead and deepen up the outer corner of the eye and put that on the lower lash line. Using the shade Matting Chip, I am using that on my finger to put across the entirety of my eyelid. I love this shade so much. It is so freaking nice. It made my eyes pop and I just could not stop looking in the mirror today. My eyes just looked so great. Then using this shade Satin Sheets, I am using that to highlight my inner corner as well as my brow bone. This is another really nice lid shade too. However, I tend to use this mostly as an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. But using the small detailing brush, I'm taking the shade Bordeaux and I'm going to create myself a nice little like winged eyeliner today. today, but using eyeshadow. If you are new to winged liner, or if you still feel like you haven't really got it quite down yet, or if you're still kind of experimenting and you don't know how to kind of maneuver the product around your eye, I definitely recommend using a deep eyeshadow. It's a lot easier to manipulate an eyeshadow in the way that you want it to go, especially when you want to do a wing. And plus, a smoked out wing is just, it's so pretty, especially for like a nice summertime makeup look where everything doesn't necessarily have to be so like in your face all the time. Does that make sense? Probably not. Oh well. Using one of my favorite mascaras today is the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. Girl, you pick this up at Ulta for $5, okay? But for lashes, I just felt like being a baddie today, so I popped on some false lashes using the Ardell Naked Lashes. I loved the way that these looked. It was like a your lashes but better situation. Look at the difference between my lashes. Like, I was so excited to wear these all day, and they wore beautifully. I loved the naked band technology so that they were very, very comfortable to wear. I didn't have to trim them, so they were a perfect size. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I absolutely adore these lashes, and they were super easy to apply. Then using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, I'm just going to go ahead and use a slanted brush and further contour my cheeks. Just going to go ahead and contour out the hollows of my cheeks as well as my forehead, my nose, and my jawline to create more of that nice summertime, nice like sun-kissed look, which, I mean, we all love, right? I mean, who doesn't like to look like they've been frolicking around in the sun all summer, even though most of us have been sitting inside watching Netflix and trying to avoid human contact. Quite literally. But honestly, I really do love this bronzer. It looks so fabulous. And this is a cult favorite product. So if you have not yet tried this, make sure you head on out to your local drugstore or Ulta and pick this bad boy up because it is so good. Just using, again, like the smaller tip on my brush and just going to go ahead and contour the sides of my nose pretty roughly. I don't tend to go through and try to contour my nose like on a more, I guess you could say, professional scale. I kind of just like run the bronzer over it and just call it a day. I'm a little bit lazy with it, but it still looked nice. Okay, for highlighter, using the Morphe highlighters. This was actually part of the collaboration with Manny MUA in the Glam palette. I'm sorry, I absolutely hated the eyeshadows. I thought they were absolutely terrible, but you know what? The highlighters were just too good to throw away. So I popped out the highlighters, put them in their own little compact, and I love using these. These are a great everyday highlight. So beautiful and glowy. And then for blush, I'm using the Frat Boy blush from the Balm Cosmetics and just using a nice slanted brush to apply that to the high points of my cheeks. I love this color, such a beautiful flush of color. This was perfect for my skin tone, but at the same time, I still feel like this would look great on a variety of other different skin tones. Then for a lip liner, using the Jordana Easy Liner for Lips in the shade Rock and Rose. Girl, this is my go-to everyday lip liner. If you see me walking down the street with a nude lip on, you can get probably, nine times out of 10, I will tell you that it's probably this lip liner. It is absolutely my favorite color. And on top of that, I absolutely adore the formula. It's not too soft, but it's also not too firm. Then for a lip color today is the Gerard Cosmetics Liquid Lip in the shade Serenity. I loved this lip combo today. I also love how long lasting this lip color is, but at the same time, it's not super drying. And then to lock everything in, using the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Setting Spray in the scent Coconut. I love the fact that this stuff just makes my makeup last all day long. It doesn't feel sticky, but at the same time, I know that my makeup is going to be locked in place, especially while I'm wearing a mask. Well, guys, that's it for today's look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed doing my makeup today. If you liked this video, go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up. It helps other people find the video. And if you want to help other people find this video even faster, make sure you share the video and subscribe to my channel and hit the little notification bell so you can see more videos of me doing stuff like this. Well, guys, thank you so much. I love you so much, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.